Hey guys, it's Karen from Confetti and Curves and I'm back again this week with part 2 of my Ask Me Anything video, where I, a few weeks ago, put it onto my blog and invited my readers to literally ask me anything. And so I done part 1 last week, had lots of fun with that, and I now have the remainder of the questions here, so I'm really looking forward to answering these. There's some really good ones here. So thank you all very much indeed, and it's been so much fun. So I'm just going to jump right in here and get responding to these, because I do tend to ramble quite a bit, as you know. So here we go. First question is, sorry I don't have a name here, but it's solovable.com, and she asks, when did your love of makeup and beauty products begin? I'd probably say my love of makeup began when I was about sort of 12, 13. And I always remember sort of going through my mum's makeup bag. She always had, you know, some lovely lipsticks and blushers and things like that there, and she was very good, as long as I didn't sort of, you know, mess it up and stuff. She was brilliant about it. And I used to sort of experiment and, you know, just sort of dewy sort of, you know, faces and bits and things and blusher and stuff, and I didn't really know what I was doing, you know, like any sort of young teenager and that, but that's really when my love of makeup began. As for beauty products, I think it sort of came later on in life, probably in my 20s then was whenever I really started to get into lotions and potions and moisturising creams and things like that, because back in my teens I always remember if I had got a gift, which this is an awful thing too, but if I had got a gift and it would have been maybe say like a bath and bubble balm type set and stuff, and I used to really find that really boring, a really boring gift. So which is quite bad, you know, because at the end of the day it's the thought that counts. But I used to sort of think soap, you know, who would buy somebody soap and bubble bath stuffs and all the rest of it. But now I love getting gifts like that, and I have a wee bathroom sort of full of goodies and things that I love trying. And so definitely my love for beauty products definitely came later down the line. But yeah, brilliant questions, so lovable, so thanks for that. Amelia from South by Northwest blog.wordpress.com. Hi Amelia. Amelia asks, where is your favourite place that you've travelled to? My favourite place that I've travelled to would probably be Ibiza. I went a few years ago with my mum and my sister, just a nice wee girly holiday. It was a quiet part of the island, so it wasn't San Antonio, it wasn't any of the big clubby sort of, you know, hot spots. But it was a really quiet part of the island, and our hotel was right on the beachfront. And I remember sort of waking up in the mornings, and you would have opened the balcony doors and the pool would have been just there glistening, and the water, the sea, and just the wee boats coming in and out. So it was beautiful, it was really nice, and I'd love to go back. So if you get the opportunity to go, definitely do. Ibiza is beautiful. Amelia also asks, where would you most like to visit? Definitely America. I've always wanted to see America and various parts of it, not any one particular place, not just California or Vegas or any of those kind of, you know, places, but just all over really. I think one of my things on my bucket list would probably be to tour America and take a year or so doing it and just really travel, sort of zigzag across it. My sister's the same too, so maybe that'll be something we'll do together in later life. It would be so much fun. So yeah, definitely America. Next question Amelia asks is, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? I would have to say noodles, Amelia, because I am literally a noodle-aholic. I love them. I could eat noodles all the time. So without having to think about it too much, definitely noodles and maybe a bit of soya sauce if I'm allowed that too. Okay, moving on now, we've got Steffi from steffieeasty.wordpress.com. Hi Steffi. Steffi asks, how do you find the time to manage your social media accounts? Steffi, to be honest with you, I don't really sort of do any major time management in terms of social media. I literally just pop on as and when I can. Twitter is connected, as well as blog loving, to WordPress, so anytime I do post, it will automatically go on to blog loving and it'll automatically go on to Twitter, so that's really handy. There is packages and software and stuff out there that can automatically do tweets and things for you, which sometimes I use, and they're very handy when you're in bed sleeping and the rest of the world's awake. But usually I just pop on when I can throughout the day. Obviously we've all got family and work and commitments and stuff like that there, so I think everybody understands that you can't be on it 24/7. And I definitely don't have notifications that feed through to my phone that let me know every time somebody tweets or posts something of mine, because that would just annoy me. That would drive me insane. So I just pop on as and when I can, Steffi, and sort of go from there. And Steffi's next question is, how did you get an article published in a magazine, as it's a goal of mine to get something published at least once? And well, I have to say, Steffi, that is a huge answer in itself, and I think that one that probably justifies a sort of sole blog post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a note of that question down, because it's a brilliant question, and I think one that would interest a lot of people too. And so I'm actually going to do that as a feature in a blog post by itself, because I think that that would be really helpful for a lot of people. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not getting out of that question, I'm just letting you know that I'm going to tackle that as a blog post by itself, because it's such a good question. And I shall give you all my hints and tips and anything I know that I think might help you on your way to getting published in a magazine. So moving on, thanks for that by the way, Steffi. Caroline from www.mrsmeanderings.wordpress.com, the lovely Caroline, who also done a Q&A style video on her YouTube channel a few weeks ago, which was brilliant, and I'd highly suggest you get over and check it out, because she's fab, really fab to watch, very therapeutic or something, her videos. I love listening to her talk. But Caroline asks, how much time do you dedicate to reading others' blogs and commenting? I'd say every day, to be honest with you, Caroline. It's always in the evening times, or just sort of whenever I can get a chance. I'd say for reading and commenting combined, probably about an hour and a half. I'd spend about half an hour, 40 minutes or so commenting and replying to comments that come through in my blog. And then the rest of that there, then sort of, you know, reading and commenting on other people's blogs. I mean, blogging to me, it could also almost be like sort of a full-time 24/7 job, you know, if you had the battery power in you to do it. But I sort of, you know, I read as and when I can, and usually that's a couple of hours a night if I have the time. So there we go. Her next question is, how many blogs do I subscribe to? How many blogs? I would say at least maybe 700-800. That sounds a lot, but actually they're not all blogging on the same day. Some of them are, you know, very few of them are daily bloggers. Some of them are weekly, some of them are monthly. Some of them just sort of pop on and off when they can, because maybe they're students or have family commitments and things like that. But yeah, I'd say maybe a good 700-800. I must actually double check, because it's been a while from I've actually checked how many I'm subscribed to. So yeah, so thanks for that, Caroline, but I can't get reading them all, unfortunately. I try to, but there we go, thanks for that. So on to Anna, Anna from ravishingroses.wordpress.com, and Anna asks, who is your inspiration? And I don't actually have any one person. I've sort of had a few days to think of this here, and I genuinely can't name any one person in my life that I can say this is someone who I take all my inspiration from. There's people who I admire, people like my grandmother, who has had, you know, a very hard life, and has, you know, done so well raising her children and stuff like that there, and my mother as well too, you know. So there's people who I definitely admire in life. But as for inspire, I'd probably say inspiration wise, I think my faith would probably have a lot to do with inspiration. It's a personal journey. It's something that's sort of with me on a daily basis, you know. It tries to keep me as good of a person as I can possibly be, even though I fall off the bandwagon a lot. But I think it's there, and it's a comfort, and it's there for me. So that's probably my inspiration, is my faith. But that's sort of like more of a personal thing, isn't it, really? So so thanks for that question, Anna. Next is the lovely Kaylee from, I want to say Someday Sunny, But I think she's actually now moved over to self-hosted, so I think it's www.kayleigh.bout, is it BAUTE.com? Sorry Kayleigh if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. We don't get lovely exotic sort of names like that around these parts too often. So her question is, and it's a brilliant question, if you had to pick 5 things that get on your nerves, what would it be and why? I could do a whole series of these videos, Kayleigh. I could ramble on for literally 4 weeks on end as to things that annoy me, but I won't. I'm going to go with the 5 things that have annoyed me the most this week. So number 1 would be people talking through TV programmes. That really gets on my nerves, and usually it only happens, you know, it's not often I watch TV, but whenever I do, sometimes Steve, you know, will sit and he'll maybe turn around and ask me a question, like, you know, what happened there or whatever, or just say something and I've missed a part of the programme, and that really, really does agitate me. It shouldn't agitate me as much as it does, but it's just one of those wee niggles, you know. And so yeah, that agitates me big time. And usually the sort of, you know, the nostrils flare and the eyes widen, or else they'll close a wee bit, and yeah, so that annoys me. And I'd say the second thing would be, in fact, which is kind of, you know, relating to that, is whenever your favourite TV programmes are cancelled. This week it was The Following. The Following is my programme. I love it to bits, but Fox have cancelled it. And so, yeah, it was the last double series episode finale, whatever it is, on Saturday night. And I'm really hoping that Netflix or somebody else will pick it up. But it just really annoys me whenever they air these great series and then they just cancel them after, you know, the first few series, because it really was good. So that has annoyed me this week too. Third thing, chip nail polish. I think it was about 4 or 5 days ago, I'd wore a really dark colour and it started to chip early, and I kept forgetting to take it off at night time and sort of like reapply, and it was just really agitating me, because I sort of felt like I had to keep hiding my nails, so that was annoying me this week too. Thankfully they're all manicured. Today, number 4 is crumbs. Crumbs on work surfaces, crumbs on floors, on kitchen tables, in butter dishes. Crumbs just generally get on my nerves, and anyone who leaves crumbs lying around, it's just not acceptable. Just, you know, wipe your crumbs up, you know, it's just so easy, stop it. So yeah, crumbs do get on my nerve. And number 5 would definitely be, and I had an experience of this here this week, is people who take kid parent parking spaces. And you know, Emma's 9, so you know, I don't really need the kid parent parking spaces anymore, you know, because she's sort of like grown up. But this week I was outside a supermarket and I noticed a guy in a 2-seater sports car had sort of came in. It was raining, he parked in a kid and parent space, sort of jumped out of his car, locked the car, run in. And then this mum, who was sort of in a slightly bigger vehicle, bulkier vehicle, who had clearly a couple of kids in the car and that there, and she couldn't get a space, and he had just come in seconds beforehand, and you know, that just meant that she was having to sort of, you know, get the buggy out all the way across the car park the other side, and having to get all the kids sort of safely across. So that really, really, really annoys me whenever other people take children, or you know, parent and child parking spaces, and they don't have children. That really gets on my nerves. So yeah, that's the 5 things that have annoyed me this week, Kayleigh. So thanks for that question. That was fun, kind of like offloading there. So thanks for that. Next question is Vanessa from sayhellotogorgeous.wordpress.com. Vanessa asks, who was your celebrity crush as a teen tween, and do I regret that now? I don't actually regret any of my celebrity crushes, I have to say. When I was in my early teens, Vanessa, it would have been AJ from Backstreet Boys. I thought he was amazing. I was obsessed with him. And then getting into my sort of later teens, looking at the 2 names that I have here, clearly I am into dead older men, because one is Gary Oldman, and that's from Bram Stoker's Dracula, whenever he had a sort of like, you know, long hair and the wee glasses and the top hat, and to me he was just gorgeous then. So Gary Oldman from Bram Stoker's Dracula, whenever he was in it. And then when I seen Stephen Dorff in Blade, yeah, that was just Dreamy McDreamerson's loved him. So yeah, clearly vampires are my thing, or were my thing anyway in my teens. So yeah, there we go, Gary Oldman and Stephen Dorff, and I don't regret any of them. Next question is, thanks for that, Vanessa. Next question is from Katie, the lovely, lovely Katie from plusbeautykatie27.wordpress.com. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Brilliant question, Katie, and I'd have to say I'm really not too sure where I see myself in 5 years. I love blogging, so I can definitely see myself, you know, carrying on with Confetti and Curves and blogging and videoing and YouTubing and stuff like that there. I love all it. But I'd like to have maybe 2 books published. I've almost completed 1 book at the moment, and I'm just really struggling with the time to try, sort of get it all edited and typed up and stuff. Well, I've obviously got it typed up, but sort of, you know, re-edited and sort of polished and things like that there. So maybe in 5 years time I will have 2 either published or self-published or whatever, but that would be a lovely goal to aim towards. So yeah, I'm gonna say an author, a published author for 5 years time. So that's quite a goal. It's quite a goal to achieve. I wonder if I will look back in 5 years and go, yay, I done it. So fingers crossed. But great question. Thanks for that, Katie. Melissa from www.bettysnees.wordpress.com and Emma from puddleside.wordpress.com have both asked very similar questions. Melissa has asked, what do you do if you get in a blogging rut? And Emma has asked, do you ever have days where you need to write a blog post or make a video but lack motivation to do it, or else don't have any ideas? If so, how do you overcome these slumps? Great question, girls. And I think we all kind of go through blog ruts and sort of, you know, slumps and bloggers block and all the rest of it. And it can hit us just whenever we least expect it, you know. But I think in terms of getting motivated through that, I'd say I'd just sort of, you know, buy a magazine, have a wee cup of tea, flick through the magazine, get some ideas and inspiration from there. Maybe sort of just go out for a nice long walk. I'm lucky enough to live very near to the beach, so usually a nice long walk along the beach clears my head, or else I just close the laptop and just genuinely take a break from it, because sometimes that's just what you need. You just need to close the laptop and just, you know, turn off the computer, whatever, and just give yourself a couple of days to sort of recharge your batteries and not think about it. What I will say though that would really help, and it definitely helps me, because I haven't had blogger's block from, I've started Confetti and Curves, and I'm putting it down to my notebook, because I keep a wee notebook with me in my handbag at all times. So whenever I'm out and about, if I think of a great idea, or, you know, I mean, you could be in a newsagent's and sort of like looking through all the magazines, or just you sort of think, oh yeah, that would be a really good blog post, or, you know, just inspiration can hit you anywhere. You could be having a cup of coffee or chatting to a friend or whatever, and just having that wee notebook on you just to write down any ideas very quickly is just great, because then on days that you sort of think, what will I write about today? Go to your notebook, have a wee flick through, and you will find something. So it's really handy to have. And like I say, from I've started Confetti and Curves, I've kept my notebook on me, and I haven't had blogger's block yet. So I really hope that works for you. Yeah, so that would be my tip. So there we go on getting through that rut or motivation. Just keep your notebook and go through it. And if you're really struggling, just close the laptop, turn off the computer, and just give yourself some rest. Just sometimes your head just needs a break, you know. So those are brilliant questions. Thanks for that, Melissa and Emma. And lastly, there's a question here from, I'm really sorry about the pronunciation of your name. It's Snidja, sorry, it's airofelegance.wordpress.com. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. And she asks, any advice on starting a YouTube channel? I would love to hear your suggestions. Honestly, because I've literally just started YouTube, I don't have any, you know, solid information or advice or tips or anything like that there. All I would say is that obviously, you know, you're going to need a camera, you're going to need, you know, sort of lighting of some sort, or else just sort of, you know, position yourself near a window like I am right now, hence why the lighting keeps changing up and down. Sorry, and as well as that, you're going to need an editing software package as well too. So you're going to need those 3 things. They're obviously essential for, for starting your YouTube channel. But after that there, I would just say literally just go for it. I think for a lot of girls, especially those who watch YouTube a lot, and they're maybe watching YouTubers who have done it for 4 or 5 years. Of course their editing is going to be on point. Of course they're going to be really comfortable because they've done it for so long. So I would just say just get going, just get started. Try it out, talk to the camera, do an intro type video about who you are, what you're about. If you have a blog, talk about it, and just sort of go from there. If you don't like what you've recorded, that's fine, you just delete it. You don't have to show it to anybody, you don't have to share it. But just do it. I'd probably say just go for it, because I think sometimes if we overthink things, we tend to almost sort of talk ourselves out of it, and then we have regrets of not doing it. So I would just say just give it a go, and you will be amazed at the level or how much support is out there, and how many new friends and people that you will make through it. So it's very, very, very encouraging. It's not it is scary putting yourself out there, but the encouragement and the support from other people is always a driving force behind keeping going. And then you just get better and better. You're on a learning curve, we all are, so don't worry, just do it. And that would be my advice to you. So yeah, that's it. Listen guys, thank you so much indeed for all those great questions. I've had so much fun answering them. I certainly hope that through both part 1 and part 2 you've got to sort of know me that wee bit better. And if there's anything that you want me to elaborate on, please just leave me a comment below, or on my blog as well too, where this video will be featured both obviously on YouTube and on my blog. So wherever, just leave me a comment, send me an email if you want me to, elaborate more on anything else. And Steffi, I will definitely do your question about getting an article published. I'll definitely do a post specifically on that, so I won't forget about that there. But thank you so much indeed, Kai. Guys, don't forget you can head over to www.confettiandcurves.wordpress.com if you haven't done so already. You can check out all my different features and posts and things like that there, what's going on. Or you can catch me on Twitter, which is @KarenHeidiRace. So have a great week, and I hope to see you guys all very soon. Take care, thanks for watching, hit the like button, subscribe, make my day, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!